There's Oskay.
Over here.
Hey,
How's it going?
Hey, is that one of my shirts?
It is. Thank you.
Those shirts are so cool.
Captain Newsman.
That one looks very
What do you got there on your tie?
What is that?
Well, this was sent in from a listener. This was from Jerry. Jerry retired. He wore this on tax day every year. It's a bunch of tax guys carrying little IRS briefcases.
Hilarious.
Yeah, so thanks, Jerry. I appreciate that.
Aren't taxes funny?
Well, speaking of that, we give you a lot of the news each week. We don't give you all the news, so I'm here to give you the news that we failed to mention.
Now, here's Jeff Oskay with what you failed to mention news.
Monday was tax day. What you failed to mention, or as stand-up comedians, musicians, and bands call it, time to lie about my mileage and merch sales day.
What merch?
Yeah, I'm just kidding. Comedians don't file taxes. The only thing I hate most about doing my taxes is opening my W-2. What you failed to mention, every year it's the same thing. Where did all this money go? The only thing I have to show for my 2,300 hours of work this past year are 2 pair of pants and a Hulu subscription. I feel like I'm doing something wrong. Hulu. Tom, that's a service where you watch movies and old TV shows.
Yes.
Streaming.
I'll look into that.
It's like a Netflix. A carpenter, to save time, had a ruler tattooed on his index finger. What you failed to mention, for sending D-pics, I have objects in mirror are larger than they appear tattooed next to my stuff. The hardest part was it had to be tattooed backwards. Though thinking about it now, it probably would have been less painful to just put that on the mirror. Live and learn. A man faked his death to avoid paying $100,000 in back child support. Haven't we all thought about that? What you failed to mention, I can only imagine his kid the next day at school. No, my daddy isn't really dead. He's just dead to me. Sometimes I forget it's 9 in the morning. Some of these jokes are more 10 p.m. in the evening joke. I apologize. A couple found a cannonball from the 1800s in their front yard. What you failed to mention, you guys remember those gazing balls from the 70s and what those meant? Mm-hmm. I wonder if a cannonball in your front yard was a Civil War era swinger signal.
Maybe.
Like, come on, bring the whole troop. All right, maybe not. The whack-a-mole inventor is selling his estate for $5.9 million. What you failed to mention in the game's first incarnation, Whack-Off-a-Mole, way less popular. Again, probably more of a 10 p.m.er. A man at his gym had his finger ripped off during a fight between him and another gym goer. Well, you failed to mention that's one way to drop the weight. Personally, I just cut out carbs. That's how I do. We learned that video games help alleviate work stress. What you failed to mention, especially if you're playing during office hours.
Yeah.
Trust me, Wordle and connections are the only thing that keep me from coming in there, and never mind. John Wayne Bobbitt. You guys remember John Wayne Bobbitt? He had his toes amputated. What you failed to mention, why? Did he cheat on his podiatrist?
Bravo.
Oh, I get it.
And finally, tomorrow night on 420, me and old Willie Griswold here will be performing at the Story Inn in Nashville, Indiana. What you failed to mention, tickets are $20 at the door, showtime 8:30. I'm Jeff Oskay, and this has been the news that we failed to mention.
Failed to mention news. Jeff Oskay.
Hey, I got an idea. I think I love this tie. That was a great report, Jeff. I think if you have a tie you don't want, please send it to Jeff Oskay. I'll get this all set up so he can wear a new tie every week. Wouldn't that be fun?
Hang on a second.
He's been wearing a new tie.
When you say I'll get this all set up, what does that go to entail?
Colin Spangle, having him do it.
What has Spangle got to do with this?
I think you just have to
You just-
check the mail for Jeff's name, probably,
Yeah.
in a normal fashion, right?
I have no idea.
However,
You have no idea how a tie would get from point A to point B.
okay.
I mean, a postal system of some way, but I mean.